this 12-year-old boy was shot. People who live right here around the park say they saw this young boy at the park all the time. They say his family lives very close by and that he was a Davis Middle School student. Residents who heard the gunshots but don't want to go on camera for their safety tell me.
Good morning. As you guys saw before the video, 12-year-old kid was murdered in Compton at 4 p.m., an hour after getting out of school. And first I want to say rest in peace to that family. And I remember during the Super Bowl, I eloquently articulated to you all that promoting Crip walking only leads to death. And y'all responded, let that Queen Crip walk. Let Kendrick Lamar slide on people. Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off. And I told y'all this only leads to death. And the fact that we're having this conversation on Instagram, the fact that Serena Williams wasn't born in Compton and currently doesn't live in Compton and is married to a white man means we need to put this pro-black conversation to the side. You know, like eggs and ham. And it's time that we start acting accordingly. It's time that we start accepting truth for truths. It's time that we stop glorifying the preponderous idiocies in our community. Hopefully I said that right. I don't like getting up in the morning or going on my social media feed and saying a 10-year-old kid was murdered. The basketball player at Crenshaw High School that was murdered around the corner from one of the properties I own broke my heart, broke me to tears, man. That little kid is me walking home from Horseman Middle School, man. You know? We can go on and play with this as all we want to. But it's time that we get rid of this, I tell you, this fabricated pro-black culture that we have online. You know? They said vote for Kamala Harris. She has a white husband. Hate Donald Trump. He was convicted of a felon for doing this to a woman. If he's convicted, I agree. But support her husband who had an affair with the nanny and got her pregnant. I believe all things can be true. Both things can be true at the same time. It ain't pro and con and for and wait, Republican versus Democrat, Democrat versus Republican. I'm not with that. I'm just going to stand on truth. And this fabricated culture that is created from the 1% down to the 99%. They said Howard was a pro-black school, was a HBCU. Y'all do your homework. I've been telling y'all this since 2017, 2018 on my YouTube channel. But as I digress back into this 12-year-old young man that lost his life at 12 p.m., and a Crip is walking around Compton scot-free because it's what we glorified in our community. Imagine if we glorified Colin Powell. Imagine if we glorified Myron Rowe. Imagine if we glorified Serena Williams' father. Because if you're listening to this on Instagram, on TikTok, I don't have TikTok, but wherever social media platform, that means you're promoting white dollars. I just like mushing it in y'all face, man. I understand the realities of the world we live in. The one great thing Martin Luther King said is content of character. Not just the color of their skin, but the content of their character. I respect that. It's time that we start honoring people for the content of their character, not how much money they have, not for what political party they belong to, not because they sell drugs in the community and then give away turkeys on Thanksgiving. It's not LeBron James welcoming Big Meech home, who destroyed the streets of Detroit, who destroyed the streets of St. Louis, who destroyed black families in Atlanta. And LeBron James welcomes Big Meech home. And I know the silent thoughts in y'all head is, well, Fred, why don't you do something about it? I don't post it. I'm trying to get tax cuts now so I can create more jobs, so I can house more Angelinos. We're all imperfect. We're all imperfect. But the fact that we're under this guise of this pro-black movement that's not pro-black. Kamala Harris' white husband cheated on his white wife with a nanny and got her pregnant. We're Crip walking at the Super Bowl. We're Crip walking at the Super Bowl. We're Crip walking at the Super Bowl. And a Crip in Compton kills a 12-year-old an hour after he leaves his middle school on a Friday afternoon. And if you read the reports, the neighbors don't want to speak up in fear of their life. So the likelihood of this black man, I'm going to assume it's a black man that did it. The likelihood of this young black man committing another crime against a black person is extremely high. Like I said, both things can be true at the same time. Are there racist people in this world? Absolutely. I also know when I walk out of my house and turn right and turn left, that's more important than what's 83,000 miles away. You know what I mean? And a few hundred people or 1,000 people that's going to watch this video, 30 of them are my tenants. They're going to watch this video. They're not going to comment and be like, oh, Fred is lying. You know what they're going to think? Man, I was late on my rent a couple of times. He didn't charge me late fee. He bought my son a basketball. He gave me a ride to go get my money ordered. And I'm not bragging on myself, but I'm telling you, this is just the reality. So y'all go ahead and have a great day, and y'all keep on peddling. Y'all keep on peddling this fake pro-black stuff that's going on. Content of character. And I told you guys years ago, I had to raise my hand and hold myself accountable to this. I had to hold myself accountable to this standard, because being born in Harlem, being raised in South Central, it gets embedded in you that evil looks white. No, evil is a character. Evil is characteristics. Anyways, y'all go ahead and have a beautiful day. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.